Hey guys, welcome to Red 50. Thank you for tuning into another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. So in today's video, I've got some big news for the S650 Mustang. The S650 Mustang was launched back in September at the Detroit Auto Show, where we got to learn a lot about the car, but what Ford did not tell us was the horsepower numbers. When Ford unveiled the 7th Gen 2024 S650 Mustang, what they said was the EcoBoost is going to see an improvement in performance without any horsepower numbers disclosed. They did say the GT is going to see 480 plus horsepower, and of course the all-new Dark Horse trim was going to be seeing 500 plus horsepower from the Gen 4 5.0 motor. Now this was all exciting, so it kind of got us speculating a little bit what we can get in terms of the horsepower numbers. And if you recall earlier, I did report last week, we had a screenshot, we had a leaked window sticker that actually said that the 2024 Mustang is going to be making 450 horsepower, which is the same amount of horsepower as the current 2023 Mustang. And that had all of us a little bit concerned because we were expecting, or we were promised, it's going to be 480 plus horsepower for the GT, which made sense because they pretty much revised the Gen 4 Coyote motor. And now here they were saying it's going to make same as 2023 and 30 less horsepower than promised. And obviously it was concerning, but I'm so glad Ford finally broke the news today, and that window sticker is no longer applicable for the actual horsepower numbers. Alright guys, so without keeping you guys waiting, let's go and discuss the horsepower numbers for the 2024 S650 Mustang. Let's start out with the EcoBoost. So currently for the 2023 model year, the EcoBoost makes 315 horsepower and 350 foot-pound of torque. Now for the 2024, the 7th Gen Mustang is going to be making 315 horsepower and still the 350 foot-pound of torque. So you get 5 more horsepower but the same amount of torque number, which, I mean, for a 4-cylinder turbo engine with a great tuning potential, I think is pretty good. Now next up on the list, which is going to be the GT model, the V8, the regular 5.0, we are going to get a revised Gen 4 Coyote motor, which is going to be making 480 horsepower and 415 foot-pound of torque. And get this, that is with the standard exhaust system. If you were to get the active exhaust like the current Mustangs offer, you will be able to get 486 horsepower and 418 foot-pound of torque. So between the active exhaust and the standard exhaust, you get 6 more horsepower and 3 foot-pound of torque. Now compared to the 2023 Mustangs, you're getting 30 more horsepower, as the current one makes 450 horsepower and 410 foot-pound of torque, so you're getting 5 more foot-pound of torque here. Now, this is something Chevy has always done with the Camaros and Corvettes, that if you get the active performance, active valve exhaust, you get extra horsepower, which kind of makes sense because you're freeing up the exhaust, so you'll probably get a little bit more horsepower. So it was interesting to me when Ford decided to offer the active exhaust for the 2018 and up Mustangs. There was no horsepower increase. So this pretty much kind of aligns with what we were thinking with the active exhaust. Now, let's talk about what all you have been waiting for, because Ford promises for the Dark Horse trim on the Mustang, we're going to see 500 plus horsepower. So the horsepower for the Dark Horse is going to be 500 flat, 500 horsepower and 418 foot-pound of torque. Is actually going to be the most powerful non-Shelby Mustang ever built by Ford, which is really exciting, guys, because now you have a regular, I guess you could call it regular Mustang with a V8 making 500 horsepower and 418 foot-pound of torque. And how it kind of stacks up against the competition? Well, there is no competition because Camaro is going to be gone and the Dodge is soon going to be EV. So this technically makes the most powerful V8 in its class. Now, if I'm being honest, I kind of expected a little bit more horsepower out of the Mustang Dark Horse, because Ford did say 500 plus horsepower, so I was expecting 510 or maybe even 520 horsepower would have been nice, because when you're saying over 500, you kind of expect it to be a little bit more than 500, which is what they did with the GT, because they said over 480 horsepower, and well, technically the base GT is going to be 480. With the active exhaust, you do get 486 horsepower. So I was kind of expecting the Dark Horse to come in around 510 horsepower or so, probably still keeping it a little bit below GT350. But here we are. Nonetheless, it's very impressive to have a redesigned Gen 4 Coyote motor pumping out 500 horsepower out of the factory. And of course, depending on the price of the Mustang Dark Horse, we're really going to figure out how it's going to stack up, because 500 horsepower for like around $55,000 is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. Well, guys, that's all I've got for the breaking news of the horsepower numbers for the 2024 S650 Mustang. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below what you think about the horsepower numbers on the S650 Mustang. And of course, subscribe to Red 50 for more videos.